moment of your time, just a single second, so you see that indeed we'll be leaving you behind, far across that line. Turn it up so you can hear the bells crashing through the clouds as it rained down the drain. We know all too well it's a living hell. Careful what you say and who you say it, who you say it to. Careful what you say and who you say it to. Maybe you talk too much and you're asking for it, asking for it, asking. You can blame bad luck, but you were asking for it, asking for it, asking.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sports Talk Podcast. I am Brandon, and today we are going live for the premiere podcast of Sports Talk with the new 45-minute broadcast. All right, thank you for listening, and let's get right into it here in just a minute, folks. All right, everybody, thank you for taking the time. Right now, it is 11:30 Central Time, so a lot of the people here in the same great state of Tennessee that I am are on lunch break. We hope you got a chance to tune in here and listen to the Sports Talk Podcast. Once again, you can follow us on Twitter at SportsTalkCast1. That is, again, at SportsTalkCast1. Say, go ahead and tweet some questions. We'll have plenty of time to answer questions today. Like I said, we got 45 minutes to debut episode. I talked about a couple of days ago, gave you guys a little pre-live episode. I won't be able to do these live all the time. We talked about that, but I'll try to do them as live as much as possible. And I'm going to finally try to get back in the routine of doing them every Wednesday, and we'll see how that goes. And I also want to inform you guys that I have started up a Facebook page finally. You can go to Facebook. It's just brand new. I just started it last night. Needs a lot of work still done to it, but you can find it at Sports Talk Cast 1. If you search on Facebook at Sports Talk Cast 1, you should be able to locate it there. Like that, but obviously send us in your tweets. Get some tweets sent in here to the Twitter page, and I'll answer them on the show if we have time. Anything sports related you guys want to throw at my way, go ahead and tweet it, and we'll try to answer it. Also, I want to thank you guys because the reason that the show's allowed to go longer here, we've done going on 4 episodes now, and so far the lowest amount of viewers that I have for any of the podcasts was 100, exactly at 100, and everything else has been above. We have reached as high as 152 listeners, which is great because I'm not putting too much effort into promoting this. Like I said, we got the Twitter page, which just now started, the Facebook page, and the YouTube page, but that's just kind of YouTube. I don't really talk about too much. Rather, you guys go listen on Twitter. Find everything on the Twitter page, on the Sports Talk Twitter page. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see what the headlines of the sports is today. I was debating on what to talk about, but we haven't talked about the MLB really at all since we did this. We talked a lot of NFL. We talked a lot of Colin Kaepernick. We talked a lot about some college football. And so today, let's just talk about the AL East for a second. I have not watched near as much baseball as I wanted to watch this year. And then plus my team is the Boston Red Sox, and it seems like any time I've watched them this year, they've lost. I've kind of been a bad luck charm to them. But let's get into this AL East. All right, right now, the Bo Sox are up 87 games, 64 losses. They're on a win streak of 6 games. 6 games, their longest win streak of the season at 6 games. They're getting trailed. Toronto is back there, but Toronto is now 4 games back. It's the biggest lead any team has had in the AL East. Baltimore is at 82 and 69. That makes them 5 games back, but they've also lost 2 games in a row. So Baltimore has to, if they want to still win this race, we only got about 3.5 more weeks of baseball before we get into the playoffs. Baltimore's got to get together. I believe that they are in the wild card spot right now, and I think it would be them and Toronto in the wild card spot for the AL. We're going to check that out there for a second. But like I said, the Red Sox were on a tear. 6 games winning. Big Papi crushed a home run last night in their win. And yes, that is Baltimore. Will, in fact, right now is sitting in the wild card position in the American League. The Detroit Tigers trail them by a half game. So, like I said, but let's talk Red Sox for a second. The Red Sox have been on a tear. Pitching has still been a thing to get to the Red Sox. They really have no consistency rather than David Price and Ricky Porcello. But, because Buchholz has been in and out, Joe Kelly's been in and out, Rodriguez has been in and out for them. They've only had two sure things about every time they hit the mound. It's really, you can't even say David Price has been such a sure thing this year because he slipped up a couple of times and he's given up some things, some big plays. He has some losses on his record, but Ricky Porcello is the one that has the best record, and I have yet, and it's driving me crazy because let me get into here about Ricky. I've not heard nobody refer to Ricky as the ace of the Red Sox organization. Here's the deal, David Price. Here's the deal, Buchholz. You do what you gotta do to stay on the team. But this man, Ricky Porcello, is in fact the ace of this Red Sox squad. His ERA is 3.8. He is 21-4. 21-4. He has 174 strikeouts. 174 strikeouts. Ricky Porcello is only 27 years old. He's been in the bigs now for around 7 years. He has had one of the best years of his career, if not the best year of the career. And yes, I hear people talking about Rick Porcello and saying, he's doing good things, but, he's got 20 wins, first Red Sox pitcher to reach 20 wins. But I love David Price, don't get me wrong, but Ricky Porcello is the ace of this Boston Red Sox baseball team. And Ricky Porcello is going to be the reason if they make a deep playoff run, they have bats galore. And Mookie Betts, Brock Holt, Dustin Pedroia, Big Papi. They got bats, but some days the bats are just not making the contact. So you have to have pitching in the playoffs too. And that's where Ricky Porcello comes in. You need him to step up, but you have to find somebody else. He already stepped up. You need to find other people to step up and surround this man. So on Big Papi's last season, the Red Sox can make a drive and maybe get to the World Series and send Papi out on top. Porcello, he just went the distance against the Oilers the last time he pitched. He only gave up 2 runs and only 4 hits. He had 7 strikeouts and no walks. The guy has just been on it. But who's going to step up for the Red Sox? Like I said, they got to have some pitching to step up for him. Like I said, it's David Price. David Price, I think, since he got traded, or he didn't get traded, since he signed with the Red Sox, David Price has a lot of not subpar baseball that he has played. He is at a 3.91 ERA. He's 16-8. He does have 217 strikeouts, but his career ERA is down in the 3.20. So his ERA this season is up a little bit more. But, David Price is 31 years old. And the Red Sox paid this man a lot of money. A lot of money. So you need to step up, man. You're 31. I don't know. I think it's crazy that the Red Sox spent as much money as what they did on you. But they did it. And you need to step up and get them into I think the Red Sox are going to cruise into the playoffs here. The bats are hot right now. There's only 3.5 weeks of baseball left. I believe that the Red Sox will roll in, and like I said, they need the pitching to step up. If they want to go all the way to the World Series and win with Big Papi and sending him out on top, pitching. Drew Pomeranz, you got to step up. Clay Buchholz, pull something out of what you had 3 years ago in 3 years ago in 2013. pull that back out. Send that Clay Buchholz out on the mound. And I think that you'd be all right. But let's go to in the AL, they're ranked 4th and 1st in the AL in innings pitched by starting pitchers. And they are, this is what is impressive about the Red Sox to me. They're 3rd in the AL in strikeouts. So the pitching, like I said, but they give up some killer runs though. It's so wishy-washy with them. But yeah, like I said, let's see. Let's try David Price. I'm calling it now. It needs to step up. If David Price steps up, Drew Pomeranz, so far he looks like he's been a bust of a trade for the Red Sox. So let's see if he can step up, and the Red Sox can make a deep playoff run. Like I said, let's see. I'm pretty sure they're 4 games ahead of the Toronto Blue Jays. While we're in the MLB, let's stick in the MLB for a second, and let's talk about the Cleveland Indians. The Cleveland Indians. Boy, did the Cavs magic roll off on the Cleveland Indians. They are 7 games in front of the Detroit Tigers. They have pretty much led the AL Central all year. And I made my picks, and I had the Indians going to the World Series, beating out my Red Sox. Can't be biased, gotta do it by what I actually think is going to happen. I got the Indians going to the World Series to face none other than the Chicago Cubs. The Chicago Cubs have been on a tear. They're the only team in the MLB right now that's already clinched their postseason berth. The NL Central is kind of trash. I mean, the St. Louis Cardinals are all right. Every other team is at 500 or below. Now, the Cubbies, they're 96-55. They're crazy. Got a 16-game lead. Like I said, Cardinals ain't going to touch them. I don't know if the Cardinals are even in the hunt for the wild card. Let's see. Like I said, the NL Central, which used to be one of the best divisions in baseball, when you have the Cubbies, you had the Cardinals and the Pirates. The Cardinals used to run that division forever. And let's see, actually, we look in the National League, and I am shocked because I did not think that the Cardinals are the wild card team right now. There's actually a 3-way tie between the Cardinals, the Mets, and the Giants for the National League wild card. The Cardinals are 80-71, Mets are 80-71, and the San Fran Giants are 80-71. So, that's crazy. But yeah, like I said, I'm just going to give you my picks right now. I believe it will be the Cubbies against the Indians. And I'm sorry, Cleveland, it's not going to be like the Cavs. The Indians will lose. I say the Cubs sweep them because the Cubs are just fantastic. And I think the Cubbies will sweep them, and I believe that's what's going to happen. All right, enough about baseball. Baseball can be a little bit boring. You know, some people, everybody ain't crazy about baseball. I enjoy baseball. I haven't watched near as much of it as what I have. But let's go one more thing with baseball. If you guys get the chance, say, how about you go onto the Twitter machine, and how about you send me a tweet at SportsTalkCast1 on your World Series predictions. Give me the 2 teams that you AL, NL champs, and who you guys think are you winning. Anybody else out there think that the Cubbies are going to win? Let me know, because I like to see your guys' opinions. I get a couple tweets here and there, that's that, and I like to start hearing from you guys more. Well, I like to start getting some more followers and stuff like that. I'm just thrilled. Like I said, I want to thank you again in the middle of this broadcast because it just means a lot to me that I had over 150 viewers on the last podcast that we did. It's just awesome. I know a lot of people, my friends that are tuning in and stuff like that got the word passed out. But yeah, it's very cool to know that this podcast is being listened to by that many ears. And I appreciate it. I just want to tell you guys that again. I appreciate the time that you guys are listening. And like I said, it means a lot to me. Okay, what else do we got to talk about here today? Today, you know, the thing that I wanted to talk about, but we're really not going to talk about it because I'm just going to drop it here. It's been making news today, in case you haven't seen. Jerry Rice came out and reversed his stance on the whole Colin Kaepernick thing. And now he says that he supports Kaepernick. If you guys want to look into that, FoxSports.com has an article up right now But yeah, this thing, like I said, I don't agree with the way that they are protesting, but they had the right to do that. I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of people making a big deal about it. I guess that's kind of what they want, but it's just turned into a race thing. I've seen too much hate coming from it. I'm tired of seeing it. So that's all we're going to talk about. It's an article, if you want to check it out, on Fox Sports. It's about Jerry Rice changing his where his stance was on the Colin Kaepernick issue to now where he stands with Colin. Okay, now we have to talk about Tom Brady. Tom Brady comes back in 2 weeks. But now, with Jimmy Garoppolo down, who is going to step up and play quarterback for the Pats? Well, Jimmy G, as a lot of people like to call him, he looked pretty good. Pretty good. I'm not going to say he looked great, but he looked pretty good in filling in for Brady. And then he injured his shoulder, and now he's probably going to miss some time. And so that means who's going to step up to take his spot? There was a story circling around, I hope you guys didn't buy into it, that Peyton Manning was going to come back and sign a 2-week contract with the Patriots. I tell you, that stuff's crazy right there. Peyton Manning ain't ever going to sign with the New England Patriots. Him and Tom Brady will never be teammates. They respect each other, but Peyton's done, guys. Peyton is not coming. He's not coming back. He's not going to play for New England. That story's just crazy. I got on Facebook last night and seen it was the #1 trending story. Peyton Manning to the Patriots. I got reading it. I was like, this is not true. I was like, why is everybody talking about this? This is definitely a load of bullshit. Pardon the French, but But let's talk about the man who apparently will now take the helm until Tom Brady gets back. His name is Jacoby Brissett. I might be pronouncing that wrong. Could be wrong. I apologize. But Jacoby Brissett he was just drafted in the last year's draft, the 3rd round, 91st pick by New England. He went to NC State. And what do we know about this guy? Because I never knew the Patriots drafted him, to be honest with you. You guys, if you're a New England fan, you probably knew that they drafted Jacoby Brissett. But like I said, I never knew. Didn't even know the guy. Never knew that he was good for NC State. Yeah, but I never knew that he played for NC State. I guess he played college football for Florida for a little bit. I got a couple of Florida fans, but I didn't even know that he played for Florida. I don't know that. Sorry for that interruption. If that did something there to the podcast, we had a call try to come in, and we're not taking calls at this time. So, yeah. Anyhow, if it interrupted the thing, I'm sorry. So let's talk on back here. Like I said, no calls. I don't know why we're getting calls right now. But Jacoby Brissett, let's say he played at Florida, I guess, and then NC State. Yeah, this guy, let's just say he's from Florida. Let's go. I'm digging into his stats right now so we can find out about him together. Like I said, I'm sure you Patriots fans know about him. In 2011, it looks like he didn't play very much. He had 18 completions out of 39 attempts. Only passed for 206 yards. In 2012, he went 23 for 35, 249 yards. And then it looks like he transferred to NC State. He had 221 completions, threw for 2,600 yards, and then he turned around the next season and threw for 2,700 yards. So this guy, Bill Belichick, man, I can't stand Bill Belichick. I think you guys know that I can't stand Bill Belichick, but this dude must have seen something in this kid. He ran a 40-yard dash in 4.94. Looking at his combine stats, he had a 10 yards. His 10-yard split was 2.93. His vertical jump was 31 inches. So, yeah. I don't know. I must have just missed this kid. They signed him to a 4-year contract. Oh, yeah, this is crazy. But when he came in to replace Jimmy G, Brissett finished the game with 6 of 9 passing for 92 passing yards, and the Patriots ended up beating the Dolphins 31-24, no interceptions. So, my opinion, I think this just because of Belichick. I think they're going to be fine without Tom Brady. I don't know what it is. Bill Belichick is this crazy sportsman, man. He's just a great coach. I can't stand the old sour ass, but yeah, I think Patriots are going to be fine with Jacoby Brissett. And like I said, I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name, but we're all going to find out. And they play on Thursday Night Football, so that is tomorrow. So tune in. CBS has it. Twitter carries Thursday Night Football now. I think it's pretty cool that Twitter carries Thursday Night Football. And we'll see if old Jacoby Brissett. But who's going to be the backup? I haven't heard nothing about. I'm trying to dig into this. I was a little bit prepared, and then I thought I was going to find some more. And I pulled up the page that I had put up for the Patriots, and it don't say crap. I mean, nothing. So I guess we'll find out who they're going to sign. I don't see where they signed anybody to be who's going to be the backup. I know that Elderman, I believe, didn't he play a little? He played a little quarterback, and Julian Edelman played quarterback in high school, I believe. So is he going to play? I don't know. We're going to find out. That's going to be good. Yeah, like I said, tune in Thursday to see Jacoby Brissett make his first official NFL start, as far as I know. Or maybe really Peyton Manning might have signed with the Patriots. Who knows? No, I'm just kidding. Peyton Manning didn't sign with the Patriots. Get out of here. You guys are crazy. All right, everybody. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back.
Right up in the middle of it's where you finding me at. Labels wanna holler, this is where they signing me at. Cause my city told me they need me, so I'm grinding for that. Same clothes, same street, same chuck, same feet. Same kid that used to be mopping the floors of Barry Week. I paid the cost to be the boss, let's just say I ain't cheap. Cause now that same kid's living off a check from their beat. I'm from the Midwest, where they don't forget where they from. Where they representing they home, mine is tatted on my own. And I'll forever be about it, long as air is in my lungs. Speaking to you is the kid, and I'm as real as they come. I made $1 out of cents, got a whole nation respect. Before I was 18 and I did that without a check. See, I used to be a lame, now I'm posted in the game. In the top spot,
Top drop, money ain't a thing.
All right, everybody. Thank you for that little break. I had to get me a little drink. Throat was getting a little dry. Okay, this show we have no sponsors, but I just want to tell you guys something that's really weird, off the subject. But me and my wife was at Walmart the other day, and I wanted some pizza. She didn't want to order pizza. She wanted me to get frozen pizza. I'm not a big fan of frozen pizza. We all know frozen pizza is not as good as ordering it from Pizza Hut or Papa John's or anywhere. Frozen pizza's not good, right? But guess what? Wild Mike's Pizza, guys. Like I said, they don't advertise. They don't give me no money. But I'm just telling you, you guys need to try a Wild Mike's Pizza. They sell it at Walmart. I'm sure they sell it at other places too. But that pizza was off the hook good. It was crazy. So, yeah, like I said, go ahead and try out Wild Mike's Pizza. It is delicious. All right. I just wanted to do that. That pizza was so good, and I was like, I gotta tell people about it. I've been telling my wife all this time, like, hey, excuse me, let's go get another Wild Mike's Pizza, because it was delicious. All right, here's something that really pisses me off. Pisses me off because, once again, the writers and the coaches are all up on Alabama's you know what. Okay, here's the deal. Alabama, you almost lost to Ole Miss 3 years in a row. Somehow, that game was crazy. I watched it. You guys pulled it out your asses, and you won that game. And, pardon for the cussing, but I decided we're not allowed to cuss. I've mentioned in there that there's cussing in here, so if I'm cussing and offending anybody, I'm sorry. But it says it says that there will be explicit content, and that's just who I am. But anyhow, it pisses me off that Alabama is still number 1. It is crazy. In my opinion, Alabama should be number 3. Okay, you all know I love Ohio State. We already talked about my Red Sox. I like talking about my teams. But this is freaking nuts that Alabama is still number 1. Alabama don't deserve to be number 1. Ohio State took a ranked opponent, a playoff team last year, and Oklahoma took them to the woodshed. They took Oklahoma to the woodshed, and they only moved up 1 damn point. One. They moved up 1 spot. Okay? Let's say Ohio State started their season. They played Bowling Green. They won that damn thing 77-10. Okay? I cuss a lot when I get fired up. I do need to calm down a little bit. Then we played Tulsa, 148-3. And then we took Oklahoma to the woodshed, 145-24. Take 7 points off of that because the goofball from Oklahoma dropped the ball. Never even should have been a touchdown. The Buckeyes are looking fantastic. Granted, we have some games coming up at the end of the season. Nebraska's looking good. We'll face Nebraska. We got Michigan State at Michigan State. And then Michigan comes to the shoe to close out the season. And right now they're ranked number 4. But this is crazy. I really don't know why Alabama is still in front of Ohio State. And I would believe that Louisville should be number 2. I don't know why Alabama. Let's look at Alabama. Okay, Alabama seems to be just everybody's little favorite. Alabama beat USC 52-6. Okay, that game really didn't get out of control. Honestly, guys, listen to me. I watched the game. I had USC with the upset. I try to do an upset pick in college every week. I had USC with the upset on Alabama. And I was sadly mistaken because USC has no offense. The offense was atrocious. It was terrible. So they beat USC, but the game was not that bad because USC's defense was doing a halfway decent job. And then finally at the second quarter, going into halftime, the defense just fell apart because they were on the field for so much. Because all USC was doing was 3 and outs. So, like I said, USC's defense kind of stopped Alabama for a little while. Then they go to Western Kentucky, 38-10. Western Kentucky! You should have killed Western Kentucky. You're the mighty Alabama. You never should have let Western Kentucky put up 10 points on you. But you did. Okay, and then you go to Ole Miss and you scrape that squeaker out. 48-43. And the only thing Ole Miss has going for him is Chad Kelly. He's your guys' kryptonite. So, yeah, I just don't know. Like I said, I don't understand why the Alabama is in front of the Ohio State Buckeyes and Louisville. Louisville, this is where I stay fair and balanced. I think if Louisville was to play Ohio State, Louisville could beat Ohio State. But so far, Ohio State's looked better. But I think Louisville would have a chance at beating Ohio State because Louisville has so much speed. So much speed. I mean, their quarterback, he has so much speed. Lamar Jackson, this dude, book it right now. You heard it here on Sports Talk from Brandon that Lamar Jackson will win the Heisman. Bobby Petrino, great football coach. This dude is a great football coach. He got into some trouble. I can't remember. If anybody really remembers what Bobby Petrino did, like I said, tweet us at SportsTalkCast1, and tell me what Bobby Petrino did. There was something crazy that he did with the motorcycle or something. I cannot remember it for the life of me. If you guys remember, send the tweet over our way. And like I said, Bobby Petrino, he's a great football coach. Things didn't work out for him in the NFL. He had some marriage. I think it was some marriage issues. I don't know. Something happened and he disappeared for a while. And now he's back. And he's doing great things with the program of Louisville. Let's run down what Louisville's done here. Louisville, 70, as I said again, Alabama. They played Charlotte, and they put up 70, which is good, 70-14. Then they played Syracuse, 62-28. And then guess what? They played FSU, who is ranked number 2. Number 2. You beat the number 2 team, and you're not even going to move up to number 2? And it was, they killed FSU. 63-20. Made FSU look like a JV high school team. I mean, Lamar Jackson carved them boys up. So, like I said, Alabama, I don't understand. I don't understand why Alabama's number 1. I believe that when it's all said and done, I believe that Alabama will probably, now since they didn't lose to Ole Miss, I believe that Alabama will make it to the playoff right now. I have my playoff teams as Alabama, Ohio State, and Louisville. Because you know who's going to get that last spot? Yeah, see, I almost tricked you guys. They're like, oh, there's 4. There's 4. Why did I say 4? I believe that Houston, if they can finish winning with Mr. Tom Herman, who did Houston beat? Oh, Oklahoma. You want to know why I kind of think helped Ohio State? Ohio State's old OC, Tom Herman. Tom Herman is the coach of Houston. Him and Urban are buddies. JT even said that he maybe talked to Tommy a little bit. That's perfectly legal. They're friends. Talked a little football. Told him what he's seen, how they did, what they did to stop Oklahoma, and what they did to beat Oklahoma. And like I said, Houston, my playoff teams, I got Alabama. I'm just going to say it. Alabama, Ohio State, Louisville, and Houston is who I believe will make it. And I think, you know what matchup I would die to see? Houston at Louisville. That'd be a crazy freaking matchup. But the other thing with Houston's had something going on. I seen, I'm trying to find it. They had a player who transferred from Baylor. Then something came up with the sexual assault scandal, and now he's no longer with the Houston Cougars. That is Trevon Dixon, is who that was. But I don't think that's really going to... He was a top 300 recruit, but I don't think that's not going to affect him this year. But anyhow, Houston. Oh, back to Houston. I get so distracted. Houston, 33-23 win over Oklahoma. And Louisiana Monroe, 42-0. And then Cincinnati, 40-16. Watched the beginning of that game. I was out to dinner with the wife on our anniversary that day. And at the restaurant, I was watching that game. That game started off a little scary for Houston. But they ended up pulling it off. Houston's looked pretty good. Houston plays Texas State on ESPNU Saturday. Make sure you tune into that. Yeah, Greg Ward Jr. The dude is legit. 647 yards passing already. And now he already has a 141.1 passing rating. Check him out. Greg Ward Jr. Also up there in the Heisman race, in my opinion. But could you imagine Greg Ward Jr. against Lamar Jackson? That's crazy. That's almost as good. Throw JT Barrett in there. That's crazy. That's 3 of the best quarterbacks in college football right now. And that would just, I think the playoffs are going to be great. All right. Let's go ahead and go back to USC. Let's go back to Alabama. We was talking about JT and Lamar Jackson and Ward. And now let's talk about Alabama's quarterback, who is not that great. All right, Alabama's quarterback. They have, what's his name? The true freshman. I don't know this dude's name. I totally just lost me. I'm just kidding. Jalen Hurts, everybody. Okay, Jalen Hurts is from Channelview, Texas. He's passed for 563, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Okay? The dude's done nothing. Nothing great. You know who Alabama plays next week? Kent State. Come on. They play them in Alabama. How can they make all these cupcake teams come to them every time? Look at Miami. Miami actually went to Appalachian State. The U went to Appalachian State. Embarrassed them. But hey, Appy State was happy. They got a Power 5 conference team to come in there and play in their house. That's pretty cool. Got a lot of crowd there. But Appy State got embarrassed. The U, light them up. So, like I said, Jalen Hurts, he's no JT Barrett. He's no Lamar Jackson. So, but I still think Alabama, their darn defense. Their defense is obvious, usually pretty good. Except, guess who cars them up? Chad Kelly cars them up, but Chad Kelly couldn't get the job done this time. I was sad. I was sad about that. I really wanted Ole Miss to win that. I have a very big dislike for Alabama. I'm glad it was one of the greatest victories whenever Ohio State beat them in the playoffs 2 years ago. That was almost as good as when we won the national title. I told everybody that. I was like, man, I'm pumped that we beat Alabama. I do not like Alabama. I get into it with Alabama fans all the time. Got a couple buddies who are Alabama fans, and they know how I feel about Alabama. I don't like them. Don't like Alabama. All right, guys. Excuse me. So, we are almost done here. That's crazy. We've been talking for 36 minutes. I've been rambling on. But I wanted to get into something here. Having just got a little bit more time left. We have something that we need to talk about. Let me pull it up. Where's it at? How many NHL fans do we have in the house? I have not talked about my love of hockey on this podcast whatsoever. I freaking love hockey. I did really... Okay, let me word this. When I moved to Nashville, the Nashville area, 3.5 years ago, went to my first Preds game, I got hooked. I love the Nashville Predators. Love. Just like, it was an instant love. Like, hockey's crazy. I love hockey. I love watching it live, the action. It took me forever to understand the offsides, the blue line. You know, I was very confused. People running on off the ice. I was like, what is going on here? What the hell? And then finally, I caught on to it, and now I love hockey. I've had partial season tickets. And I go see the Preds all the time as much as I can. And like I said, the last 3 years, I've been to probably at least 40 games. Went to a playoff game. So I just want to touch real quick before we end the show here today about the World Cup game that was played with Canada and us, the United States. And Canada killed us. Okay? Pretty embarrassing that Canada beat us up that bad. It was not, I believe the score was 4-2. And it was worse than that. Can I tell you why? John Tortorella. Why the hell is John Tortorella coaching the USA World Cup team? Why? He coaches the Columbus Blue Jackets and they suck. The Blue Jackets suck. Okay, granted he turned them around a little bit because they were terrible last season. Started off like, 0-7, 0-9, I think is what they made it to. But still, the Blue Jackets were one of the worst teams in the league, and you let John Tortorella coach the United States of America hockey team. No. And they didn't even have Phil Kessel. Phil Kessel sent out a tweet. It was hilarious about, you guys should check him out. He put out that tweet, and it was something along the lines about he had a feeling that he should be doing something today, but he just can't put his finger on it. And that's because he never got an invite to play on the damn team. How are you not? Come on. John Tortorella, I think, is going to ruin the Columbus Blue Jackets. I mean, I have a little spot for the Blue Jackets. I loved Ryan Johansson. I followed his career, and then when he got traded to the Preds, it was awesome because Joey was my favorite player, and now he's with the Preds. But let's talk about the Team Canada. Let's just talk about Team Canada. We're going to end this because that's who I think is going to end up winning this World Cup. But by the way, fire John Tortorella. Don't let him coach next year or the next World Cup. Don't let him do it. He sucks. All right, the left wing. You got Machado. You got Crosby as the centerman, the right wing, you got Bergeron, and then you got Getzlaf, John Tavares, Stamkos, Towles, Porter, and Drew. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. And you got Joe Thornton also. Joe Thornton, this is how good this team is. Joe Thornton is on the damn fourth line, people. The fourth line of Team Canada. Joe Thornton. Joe Thornton's a freaking beast. So, and then you got Corey Perry of the Anaheim Ducks. The Predators. Yeah, we kind of had his number in the playoffs. Just want to throw that out there. And let's go to the defense, guys. Shea Weber. Love Shea. Gonna miss Shea in Nashville. And you got Vlasic on up. And then you got Brent Burns is on the third line. Like I said, Brent Burns. Another guy. Killer guy. Defensive man. He has a heck of a beard. And Corey Crawford and Holtby and Price are all backup goalies. Like I said, just want to throw this out here before we end it. I know you guys are probably turning off right now because you guys are like, I don't really care about hockey. Why is he talking about hockey? Nobody cares about the World Cup of hockey. Well, and why is he bragging on Team Canada? Because Team Canada is going to win this thing. Team Canada will win it, I believe. Team Canada plays today at 7 p.m. Central Time. So that'd be 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2. Go ahead and watch it and learn that Team Canada will win. And like I said, whoever runs the damn Team USA, don't fire Torts. Fire John Tortorella. Because let me tell you, John Tortorella had Patrick Kane on the team. He had Joe Pavelski on the team. He had Ryan Kessler on the team. He had TJ Oshie on the team. He had Brandon Dubinsky, the only Columbus Blue Jacket worth of crap, on the team. And then he had, I'm not even, couldn't pronounce the goalie's name, Adabalaka, the dude from the Red Wings. He's good. But anyhow. And he had Carlson, McDowell. He had Sutter on D. Eric Johnson, Jack Johnson. Come on. Bishop. See, this is the thing. You have freaking... Why did he use that guy from Detroit when you had Jonathan Quick, Corey Snyder, and Ben freaking Bishop on your bench? See, John Tortorella is an idiot. All right. I'll get to it. See, I get into hockey and I get fired up. But, okay, one more. Way too early to pick. Well, I guess it's not really way too early to pick. But my most improved team of the year, I'm going to say it would probably be... I don't know. But heck with it. Torts, I'm going to take your side, buddy. Let's say Columbus Blue Jackets will be most improved team this hockey season. And let's go with my picks for the champion. Honestly, going to have to say Pittsburgh probably gets back there and Nashville gets back there. Not going to pick a winner yet. Going to say that it would be Pittsburgh against Nashville for Lord Stanley's Cup. Alright, guys. Thank you for listening live. It's been great. We've covered a bunch of this. We've just been shooting the shit. This is what this podcast is about. It's just shooting the shit. Me talking sports. You guys listening, giving your input, sending out tweets, just listening, having fun. I give my opinion sometimes. I get serious. I don't like to be serious. I'm not a serious guy. I'm funny. My wife tells me all the time I don't take life serious. I was like, who cares? Life's too short. But really, much love for you guys. Like I said, go ahead and go follow us on Twitter at SportsTalkCast1. Go follow us. There'll be a picture of my mug with my nice comb back hair with the Smashville rally towel from the playoff game 2 years ago above me. Go find me on Twitter. Check it out. That's pretty much all I got. I want to... wait. All right. I want to get my upset pick. For college football. I'm going to go ahead and give it on here. Gonna give it on here. Oh, sorry about that. We're running short on time here. My upset pick will be up there. It was too easy. It was too easy. Ole Miss over Georgia. I found it too fast. Even though they're both ranked, that's my upset pick. Ole Miss over Georgia. All right, guys. Love you all. Thank you for listening. I am out of here.